Guys, today we got an action-packed episode. We're going to talk about Bitcoin resting on this support right here on this red line. What does this mean for Bitcoin? We're also talking about whales and what the whales are doing right now. So we have some whale action to go through here. We are going to look at a comparison between 2013 and right now, and we have some similarities. What does this mean for Bitcoin? We're talking about the traditional markets. We're talking about everything you need to know. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Cristiano, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you are new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. And with that said, guys, we are going to begin here on the daily time frame, the chart we have been watching the last couple of weeks. And what you can see here is that we are still below the blue line. And I did tell you a couple of days ago that if we break down from this blue line and we fail to rally into it and close above it, that is a very bearish sign, and it's looking likely that we are going to see some more downside. So right now, that is exactly what has happened. We have failed to rally, or we broke down below the blue line. We have failed to rally above it multiple times here. And in fact, this candle failing right on the edge of the blue line, which is the 200-day moving average. So yeah, that's a bearish sign for Bitcoin. And as much as I want to tell you that everything is looking fine in the short term for Bitcoin here, you know, we have been very methodical. We have been seeing the short-term patterns break down. We've been seeing Bitcoin become a little bit bearish on the short term, and then we've seen it become a little bit bearish on the medium term. And now we are watching, you know, the higher time frame patterns as well, which I'm going to get into. This is what the charts are telling me. As much as I would like to, I would love to tell you that Bitcoin is going to go to $100,000 tomorrow, but the charts are telling us that we could see some more downside here before things start to turn around. But I am going to show you a comparison. So when you really zoom out, you know, things are still looking not disastrous, but you just have to be careful with these short-term targets or with these short-term patterns, because we could go down a little bit further before we see us turn around and have hopefully a massive rally for Bitcoin. So here on the 4-hourly time frame, what you can see here is also that we are within this channel still. So this is very helpful if you are a day trader, if you're a short-term trader. This is the resistance level and this is the support level. So you can see that we're still forming inside of this. So this is the support is at 44,700, resistance at 47,600. This can also be adjusted if you want to make this something like a wedge like this. You discount the wicks. You just do it from the bodies of the candles here. Well, then it's looking more like a falling wedge here, which is actually a bullish pattern itself. Nonetheless, if we see a breakdown or a breakout on either of the directions here, that is most likely going to lead into a aggressive move here for Bitcoin. Also, if I flip on the Lux Algo, for everyone who got the Lux Algo on that massive discount, you were able to see the sell signal right here, and this was right at $56,000. And yeah, this was a very, very good sell signal here from the Lux Algo, saving you from all of this downside here. So congratulations to everyone who got into the Lux Algo. And of course, if you want to try it out for yourself, you're able to use my link here and get a 20% discount on the Lux Algo. Also, if you want to get a $3,500 bonus on Femex, $4,530 over on Bybit, you can use these links to C-Trade, $8,000 in a bonus. Of course, there are deposit requirements, so make sure to check those out. But whenever we get a buy signal here for the Lux Algo, I mean, this one was a little bit of a bummer because this did not turn out to be good. I mean, if you bought here, you're getting out here, you're making a couple of percent in loss. But generally, when we get a sell or buy signal in the Lux Algo, it's usually a very, very good sign that we are going to do something major, and it's usually very profitable. You can see the sell signal right here at about $60,000, $63,000, $62,000 again, and the buy signal were very good. We had a buy signal at $42,000 and $30,000 as well. So I am going to keep you updated regarding the next signals here from the Lux Algo, guys. But let's move on. And the next thing I want to show you is, of course, the major support level at $42,000. And yes, we are going down here. We are slowly bleeding. This is the level I am going to buy a lot of Bitcoin at $42,000, guys. Let's continue. So on the longer time frames, what do we have? Well, we still have this massive wedge, this rising wedge right here. So this is, we're approaching the support here actually at 44,600. So right at 44,500, 44,700. There's multiple patterns showing us that that is going to be support. So pay attention to that. We are approaching it right now. This is a pattern to pay attention to. And on the actually on the weekly, you can see that this is a very, very important level. And if I zoom into the daily, you can see that we are resting right on it right now. Not only are we resting right on it, we're also forming a little bit of a triangle here. You can do it like that. So we have this triangle being formed here, or you can do it like, well, I guess maybe all the way from up here, maybe something like that. So nonetheless, we are having this being formed. And if we break down, which we seem to be about to do right here, the bulls are trying to protect this level with, all they got. Because if we break down from this level at $46,000, that means that even on the longer time frames here, on the weekly time frame, we are flipping a little bit bearish as well. So yeah, watch this $46,000 level. We need this to hold for Bitcoin to remain bullish on the weekly time frame here. Now, if I before I talk actually about the comparison between 2013 2020, I want to show you the traditional markets, because yes, we are seeing a massive dump in the traditional markets as well. In the traditional markets, the next level of support is going to be 4,478. So yeah, let's see, guys. Let's see if we are able to reach this level. But yeah, there's no denying that you're seeing very, very big drops in the traditional markets right now. And if we lose the $4,475 level here in traditional markets, I doubt that this is actually going to hold here on Bitcoin on the daily time frame either. So yeah, be prepared for that, guys. Before we talk about the whales, I want to show you this comparison right here. So this is between 2011, 2013, and 2018 and 2022. So in 2011, if you draw a Fibonacci between the top here at $30 down to the bottom at $2, you get this Fibonacci retracement levels. And if you do the same thing from the top in 2017, so the $20,000 level down to the bottom at $3,000 level, well, is there a fractal we can watch here? Well, there is, because what you can see is in 2013, we went up. So after the bottom here in the Fibonacci, we went up. We hit the price on the 0.786 Fibonacci level, and then we had a bit of a retracement, and you can see the same thing in the cycle after that. So in 2018, 2022, you can see that we had the same thing. From the bottom, we went up to the 0.786, we hit it right here, and then we continued the rejection here, went down, and then we had a parabolic move. So in 2011 or 2012 actually here, we have a parabolic move up to the 1.618 Fibonacci level. This is a Fibonacci level I've been showing you in my charts as well. And what you can see here is that we had the same thing in 2021. We went up to the 1.618 Fibonacci level, and then we had a bit of a rejection, just like we saw here in 2011, 1.618, rejection down, and then we had a second parabolic move up to the 2.236. So we haven't had that obviously this cycle. That's basically what's left for us to have a similar thing as we saw in 2011 and 2013. Do you think that that is going to happen? Or do you think that this model, this fractal, is not going to play out? Let me know that down in the comment section. Now, lastly, I want to talk about the whales, because I've been telling you to be cautious here, because the whales had been transferring a lot of Bitcoin. When you look at the Bitcoin being transferred to exchanges during, the beginning of December, the vast majority of it was coming from whales, and this was a reason to be very concerned. Well, since then, what you can see here from the beginning of January, when we saw those big transfers from whales to the exchanges, most likely to be sold by the whales, well, if you look at the overall Bitcoin being transferred to and from exchanges, so remember, this is just a ratio of how much Bitcoin into exchanges is actually being transferred from whales or just regular people. And this is just overall Bitcoin. So Bitcoin in general coming from whales or retail investors. And what you can see is that from the 5th of December, you have seen massive, outflows of Bitcoin actually. And especially this one right here, the 17th of December, you saw massive outflows of Bitcoin from the exchanges. So that's pretty weird. Usually you would see the price go down in correlation with the Bitcoin being transferred into exchanges. But now you're seeing Bitcoin being transferred out of exchanges and the price going down in general. So this is a weird coincidence, and this just goes to show that my thesis is probably correct, that the whales, they transferred Bitcoin, they started to sell, they did a manipulation, they did whatever. That spooked the retail investors, and the people who are selling right now are the retail investors. They're selling Bitcoin, and then the whales are transferring the Bitcoin out of the exchanges. So I cannot see it in any other way, guys. I could be wrong, but that would make sense. Bitcoin being transferred from whales to exchanges, spooking the markets, selling down the markets, and then, accumulating Bitcoin at a much lower price and transferring it out of the exchanges. So in essence, the retail investors are selling their Bitcoin to the whales for cheap, and mission accomplished by the whales. This is why I am not selling Bitcoin right now, guys. I am accumulating Bitcoin down at the $42,000 level if we reach that. And remember, this is crypto. Things can turn around very quickly. Although the sentiment is very bearish right now, I don't think that that is going to remain for much longer. Well, I could be wrong. That's just my thesis. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one.